So, Daredevil Born Again is not only the latest television entry of the MCU, but is also a continuation and revival of Netflix's Daredevil series. And as y'all can imagine, we once again follow Matt Murdock slash Daredevil, who is once again portrayed by Charlie Cox, who finds himself colliding with Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, who is once again portrayed by Vincent D'Onofrio, as their past identities begin to emerge. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss a feature video. If it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I have coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below. Are you guys looking forward to Daredevil Born Again? Are you big fans of the Netflix show? What are your anticipation? What are your hopes? What are your fears going to the show? Let me know below. And also, just to let you all know as well, this will be a completely spoiler-free review of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. So if you guys are worried about me spoiling the slightest inkling of this season, do not worry, you're safe with me, because just to let you guys know as well, the first 2 episodes are airing tonight. I think they're just airing right now, but I will say I was given access to the entire first season, to which I do want to say really quick, thank you so much to Disney and Marvel for giving me access to the entire first season, because, man, you all have no idea how excited I'm be talking about this. And do not worry, once again, spoiler free, you guys have nothing to worry about. Alrighty, guys, so let's get into Daredevil Born Again Season 1.
You're goddamn right.
Y'all have no idea for just how excited I am to be talking about the show, and especially how excited I am to see how you guys react to not only the first 2 episodes, which air tonight, by the way, because the rest of it I think does air on a weekly basis, but man, I gotta tell you all, you guys have no idea how excited and how freaking happy I am about this show, because holy crap, I'm just come out of the gate and say it. Season 1 is fucking excellent. When it came down to the Daredevil Netflix show, I'm gonna be honest with you guys when I say this, I did not finish the show because I have only seen, now I have finished the first season, which I absolutely love the first season of Daredevil on Netflix, as I do think that season 1 on Netflix of Daredevil is one of the best things that Netflix ever created. I'm just gonna say that right now. Season 2 of Daredevil, I think I got a little over halfway, and I don't know if I lost interest, but I just kind of stopped watching. I fell off the train. I will get back to it at some point, and as y'all can imagine, just saying that, I did not start season 3 of Daredevil. Daredevil Born Again Season 1 was exactly what I was hoping for Daredevil coming into the MCU, because here's the thing, guys, I know a lot of people were very worried about this, but here's the thing, guys. For those of you worried about Daredevil being essentially toned down, or as I guess a lot of people have been saying, as Disneyfied coming to the MCU, rest assured, guys, this Daredevil feels like from the show brought into Disney, but without the toning down. You guys are not ready for the freaking rad that the show is. When it comes down to the performances of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 are all great. Now, obviously, I'm not going to talk about every single one, because, man, if I were to talk about all the performances, we'd be here for quite some time. So I'm only going to focus on 3 performances in particular, 2 of which you guys may know I'm going to talk about because it's very obvious. But one performance that I gotta talk about because he was so good, and that's Michael Gandolfini, you know, the star of James Gandolfini. Michael Gandolfini in the show is so good. He's so charming, so charismatic, and he has such a screen presence. And man, Michael Gandolfini, there are so many times where he reminded me of his dad, which reminds me I need to get back to Sopranos. I know I'm kind of falling off the wagon once again, but trust me, guys, season 2 of The Sopranos will be out this month. That's my promise to you. Michael Gandolfini absolutely owns more than a few scenes in this show, and I can't wait to see where this character continues going. But obviously, as y'all can imagine, when it comes down to the performances, there are two that I gotta talk about, and I mean, come on, it's obvious. Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox as Kingpin and Daredevil. Holy crap, it is so good to see them on screen once again, and not to mention as well, these two are so good as their characters. Even though it has been really quite some time since the Netflix show, I think the show ended in 2018 as far as I'm aware. Please correct me if I'm wrong below. These two actors slip back into their roles seamlessly and so effortlessly. Charlie Cox is absolutely incredible in the show, and I love seeing where his character arc goes, especially what happens. And the show, once again, no spoilers. And I loved seeing Vincent D'Onofrio's arc as Kingpin. I mean, guys, there were a couple of times where I just kept on thinking the freaking tension and the look in his eyes. Oh my god. Charlie Cox absolutely kills it as Daredevil, and I loved seeing where his character arc went, especially given thematically what his character is tackling. And that brings me on to the next thing. Something else in particular that I absolutely loved about the show was the storytelling. The storytelling of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 had me hooked from start to finish, and that even brings me to something else, and that is this. There was not a single bad episode, if you ask me, of Born Again Season 1. Even the filler episode, to which I won't say which one that I consider was a filler episode, but regardless, guys, it's still a good episode. It's actually a great episode, and it does do a couple of things that, once again, I'm not going to spoil for you guys. Even the filler episode of the show didn't even feel like filler. It was just basically a type of episode that, even though it didn't feel like it was contributing to the overall plot of the show, it was still a great episode period. But other than that, guys, something else in particular that I absolutely loved about the storytelling was all the legal stuff. The legal cases in the show I thought were so investing, and not to mention as well how the show starts off with a case which I thought was very, very engaging to say the least, and how it continues on with other cases. There was not a single case that felt like it was just out of place. The legal drama aspects with the vigilante stuff and all of the Matt Murdock's personal life stuff, all the storyline stuff, I thought was so well done. There was not a single thing that didn't feel like it was out of place or anything like that. The overall storytelling of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 was absolutely incredible, and each episode just kept getting more and more and more momentum, which brings me on to the next thing. The pacing of each episode, it's such a well-paced show, because believe me, guys, when I say this, there were more than a couple of episodes that I was so locked in, guys, that I hit the pause button many times. And by the way, not out of boredom. I just want you guys to know that right now. Not out of boredom, but I was so hooked that when it came to a certain part of every episode, I just kept thinking, there's only this much left. Oh my god, I want this to freaking end. The pacing of each episode makes you wish that you could binge Season 1. Daredevil Born Again Season 1 feels like it was made and created by fans and by people who love the Netflix show, because I'm telling you guys right now, the tone, the grit, the brutality of the Netflix show does not feel like it was toned down, stripped down, or Disneyfied going into the MCU. And that brings me on to another question that I guarantee you guys are asking, especially if you haven't seen the Netflix show, which once again, I did not finish, and that is this. Are you going to feel lost? Are you going to feel like you're missing something if you haven't seen the Netflix show? Personally, for me, I didn't feel like I was lost at a certain bit, as I definitely do feel that this show is made for people who not only did watch the show, and I guarantee if you do watch the show, I think there are some things that may help you, especially when it comes to some of the character arcs, especially what happened in the first season or just the show altogether, because like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I didn't finish the show. But otherwise, guys, I really do feel, guys, that if you have or have not seen the show, that you won't be lost, you won't be questioning things, you'll be hooked into the show from the start, because this show really feels like it was made by people who love the show. But I do also feel that the show was made by people that really did take into consideration if you have or if you have not seen the show. There are some bits in the show where it gets brutal, like more brutal in ways that I was not expecting it. By the way, that brings me on to the next thing, and those are the action bits of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Holy flarking crap, guys. There was an episode of the show. The fight sequence in this particular episode had me, I was losing my mind, guys. Like, there is a part of an episode that had me losing my mind. Brutal, but it's also all choreographed, and you feel those hits, guys. Like, holy crap. And oh my god, something else that I gotta mention is the music, in particular, the theme of Born Again Season 1. Holy crap, I love the theme so much. I'm actually thinking about it in my head right now. The Newton brothers, who are, by the way, frequent collaborators of Mike Flanagan, I freaking love their theme so much. It was so bad ass.
Oh, no.
Now, with that being said, here's the thing. Is Daredevil Born Again not only my favorite MCU television show, but is it also my favorite season of Daredevil? Unfortunately, both answers are no. When it comes down to the predictability of the show, there were a few aspects that I did see coming, like in particular, and once again, no spoilers. There was an element that was brought back in Season 1, and the moment that I saw something happen, I just thought, oh, so this is going on, right? And sure enough, I was right. Now, once again, I will say this much. Did this detract my overall enjoyment of the season? Absolutely not, as I still love Season 1. And the other thing that I will say is that there are some elements of the show that I do wish were given a bit more time. Like, guys, there is an element that's introduced into the show that I absolutely loved. Like, I freaking loved a couple of elements they brought onto the show, and I do wish that some elements had a bit more time in the show, just a bit more time.
What's it gonna be, Doc?
So overall, Daredevil Born Again Season 1 is flarking excellent. Daredevil Born Again Season 1 starts off with a bang, and not only ends with a bang, but left me hungry, wanting more. From the characters, the storytelling, the action, the tone, the brutality, the grit, this show not only felt like such a great return to the character, but a great return to this world. All in all, I'm gonna give Daredevil Born Again Season 1 a 4.5 out of 5. Such a great Season 1, and knowing how it ends, give me more. I cannot wait for more. I hope you enjoyed my review of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click either right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.